When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink, but I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds. I love chic branding, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
When it comes to business, the people who succeed tend to be the people who seek out partners with skills or knowledge that they don't have. And that's what Lenovo's free online membership program, Lenovo Pro, can do for small businesses. If you're not a tech expert, that's where Lenovo can help. So you can add Lenovo's team to yours and then lean on them for all your tech questions for free. Visit Lenovo.com/Lenovo Pro to sign up for free. That's Lenovo.com/Lenovo Pro.
Lenovo. Imagine relying on a dozen different software programs to run your business, none of which are connected, and each one more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now, imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one platform. Doesn't Odoo sound amazing? Let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. Sign up today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rachel Zoe, and you're listening to Climbing in Heels for your weekly dose of glamour, inspiration, and fun. I'm so excited for my guest today because she is such a mogul. I have known Bobbi Brown for many, many years, and her incredible career and success honestly speaks for itself. From a struggling New York makeup artist to building one of the most globally recognized beauty brands, Bobbi has built so many businesses as well as an incredibly beautiful family of boys. She launched her new brand, Jones Road, in 2020 and undoubtedly has a lot left to do in the industry. So here is the amazing Bobbi Brown. I'm so happy to speak to you. I was East all summer. I actually just got back Thursday night. I've been gone all summer, but you don't come out here a lot, right?
No, we're just starting the process of looking for a store. So hopefully we will find a store and then I'll be able to come out more.
Great. Well, okay, I'm very excited to talk to you. I've known you for many years, but I loved seeing you speak last year at G9. That was so much fun. And what's interesting is, and I don't say this very often, but I was feeling similarities. There's a lot that I related to in the way that you spoke, where everything you do is based on your sort of instinct and like what you feel in that moment. And you're very not by book and by numbers and by anything else.
That's for sure.
And also self-deprecating and also, taking humor, I think, in this insane process in the industry. But I want to just start a little bit about you and just to share with our listeners because Climbing in Heels, I created to highlight the journey, right? Because I think there's so many women that we know that are powerful and they do incredible things. And similar to how you spoke at G9, we know you as Bobbi Brown, right? Like we've seen your successes. Now Jones Road, which has such a cult following, myself included. But I know there's so much that happened before that. And I'm not going to make you recount your entire life. But I think it's important to just sort of give a little bit of a flash into where'd you grow up? What did you dream to ever do? Was this always a thing or was this didn't exist? So how did you know you wanted to even be a makeup artist? Because it wasn't such a thing then.
Well, I grew up in Chicago,
Right.
in the suburbs of Chicago. My parents, when they had me, were 21 and 22. My dad, a lawyer. My mom, a homemaker. And I grew up just in the suburbs, this, nice, normal kid. And I watched my parents, and I watched Papa Sam, who came over from Russia, who didn't know anyone. And, the top of his career, he owned his own car dealership and was doing commercials. And I learned a lot from him. I went to college early, followed a boyfriend, transferred with him to another college. It was the 70s and it was a lot of fun, but I just didn't, I was never a student. Didn't
Same.
really want to be in school.
Same.
And I came home and announced that I wanted to drop out. And my mom said, you can't. You need a college degree. I said, but why, Mom? I don't even know what I want to do. Because all I ever wanted to do when I was a kid is be a teacher and be a mother.
Interesting.
And luckily I've been both.
Right.
But so I did fulfill my dream.
Right.
And my mom said, forget what you want to do with your life. She said, if today's your birthday, what would you want to do? And I could have said anything. I could have said, go to Paris, go shopping. I said, I want to go to Marshall Fields and play with makeup. She said, why don't you be a makeup artist? I said, I don't want to go to beauty school.
Right.
I couldn't picture myself in a salon. But I found Emerson College in Boston that let me create my own degree. So I have a degree in theatrical makeup, a BFA, and a degree in theatrical makeup.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could you do that today? Like, does that still exist that we can do that?
Well, they don't have a program. And
Right.
I did talk to them once about creating
Yeah.
one.
I bet a lot of people would jump into that.
Yeah. I mean, I took photography. I took, creative writing and speech and all these things that it doesn't really matter what you do in college.
No.
And we all know that,
Yes.
right? It's what you do after college that matters.
Correct.
But I was able to at least focus on what I loved. And the most amazing thing about Emerson, where did you go to college?
George Washington in DC.
Okay. So the most amazing thing about Emerson, it was the first time I was in a school of creative people kind of running around here. But it was all people that were just like me. Like
Right.
It wasn't like I
Right.
wasn't a smart kid.
Right.
I didn't know how smart I was until I realized smart doesn't mean you could remember,
Right.
Science.
Well, that's what it was then. If you weren't that, then you actually were not smart. And I think now we
Right.
are seeing how much more a good EQ is than how much more important a good EQ is than an IQ.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't know what an EQ was. I didn't know what a brand was. I didn't know anything. And I think that's, how I got to where I am. There was no playbook.
I'm telling you, we are similar creatures. It's the first thing people ask me is, how did you start the Rachel Zoe brand? I'm like, I never did. I just worked really hard. There was no there's no hey, I'm going to start a brand. It was like, let's just work my ass off, try to be the best at whatever it was I was doing. Okay, that's a good opportunity. Let me try that. Okay, no,
that
really
didn't work. Let me do something else.
Exactly.
Right? Not a big deal.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. So, okay, so how do you end up in New Jersey? Or did you then just live in the city after that? Like how
I lived in the city. So graduated, from Emerson, and I waitressed for a year after school because I needed money.
Yeah, of course.
I needed money. My dad actually paid my rent for a year when I first moved to New York. That was my graduation present, or I couldn't have done it. And I pounded the pavement. I looked through the yellow pages. I talked to people, and I started getting odd jobs here and there. And it took me a while to, make it in the beauty fashion world. It took me 7 years after I moved to New York to get a Vogue cover.
I mean, that's, by the way, that's still amazing. 7 years. I know it felt probably like 30 in the moment, but it's pretty major.
Yeah, I pounded the pavement, did a lot, and that was great. And, the thing is, as you know, when you're freelance, you never make it. You never say, oh, wow, I made it. Yeah. All right. I had a Vogue cover. That's cool. All right, great. Now what?
1,000%. And you have to say yes to everything.
You do.
Because you're terrified.
Right.
A, if you don't, then you're handing it to someone else, right?
Right.
And B, you could never work again. Like
right.
It's terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, I started saying no to things because
once you were established, of course.
Well, even after I was established, you're worried about, you say no to someone and guess what? They never come back and ask you to do it.
Never.
Because they found someone else.
Exactly.
I have a lot of celebrities I worked with that, first time I couldn't come, they found someone else.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
It's terrifying, honestly.
It is. And you feel bad and you feel like a failure. But I started making decisions based on my new husband and then my pregnancy and then my kids. And I couldn't do everything. I couldn't travel to exotic islands with groups of people because I didn't want to. Of
course. Once you had your kids, of course.
Yeah, once I had my kids. So I would still work and want to work, but I was able to make decisions. And I don't, people say, well, you can't do everything. I'm like, yes, you can. You just can't do any of it really well.
That, by the way, that's very true. I mean, it is. You can't, you spread yourself too thin. You can't really win at everything. But I find that's kind of the hardest part, I think, in this equation is sort of I want to do that. I want to touch that. I want to be a part of that. And then to your point, it's kind of hard to be epically amazing at any of it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And, you do your best. And, it's funny. I started just giving advice to magazine editors in the beginning. They'd call and say, what do you do for this? And how do you use the trends of the season? And I started then just talking about, when you're a working mom, sometimes you have to do your makeup in the car, and this is how you do it.
Yes.
And if you have that lipstick that you thought was going to be the everything and it's the worst color in the world, this is how you mix it. So I kind of became known not from being the fabulous fashion person,
but the relatable,
trying to be, but the real person. And then I was like, well, you know what? It's more who I am.
It's so interesting because I think the one thing I really remember coming up in the industry and having, there was so many different hairstylists, makeup artists, and all the things, but you were the most sought after and worshipped for your signature of the no makeup, right? Or just basically just bringing out the beauty in women rather than overpowering it. There was never a face that Bobbi Brown touched that looked like, with turquoise eyeshadow and purple gloss and that whole thing. It wasn't that, right? And
but then I wouldn't get certain jobs.
Of course.
People wouldn't hire me if they were going to be on the red carpet at the Grammys.
Because they wanted someone to pound their face.
Right. And it wasn't me. And so I would get, actresses that wanted to look natural. And I did that. And, I lived in New York. I didn't want to go to LA.
Right.
So I didn't work with a lot of actresses. And I just ended up, focusing more on my makeup career and really doing shoots that had to do with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics.
And so when did you start Bobbi Brown Cosmetics? When were you okay, I need more. I need to have actual, because the one thing I'll say about having my career as a stylist is that I was making so much money, right? And I was living this crazy life. Yes, glamorous, insane, because at the end of the day, and I know you would likely agree, is that no matter what, no matter how big you are, no matter how successful you are as hair, makeup, or stylist, it's a service business. So you are at the mercy of the client and the person paying you, right? Plus the client. And at some point, you wake up and you go, how do I ever stop doing this and still make money? And you have to say, I have to have something tangible. Right. So,
yeah, well, I didn't think that way, but I just kind of ran into someone. I was doing a shoot for Mademoiselle magazine we were shopping downtown at alternative makeup places, and one of them was Kiehl's.
Right.
When Kiehl's was independently owned.
Yep.
And I met the chemist there, and we were talking, and he showed me something he made. I'm like, you make lipstick? He says, yeah, in my spare time. And I'm like, I've always wanted to make a lipstick that didn't smell bad, wasn't greasy, wasn't dry, and look like lips, because it didn't exist back then.
Right.
And he said, oh, I can make it for you. So we started with a lipstick.
Wow.
And then I realized not everyone likes that color lipstick, which was the color of my lips, by the way, or that I wanted my
Was
lips
it that
to
like
be.
reddy brown kind of like
brown? I named it brown,
Right.
but it should have been named nude.
Right.
I guess I couldn't have called it Nude Brown, by Bobbi Brown. That would have been too funny. But it's kind of like a bluish, it's like blue based, and it's still my favorite color.
Okay.
And yeah, and then it's not the same color as it was because I'm not with the company.
Right.
Colors change and no one knows that it's not the right color.
Right.
And I'm not telling them, but it's not the right color in case there's someone listening, it's wrong. Yeah, so I started that way, and then I started thinking, well, not everyone likes that color. And not everyone has these color lips. So I started making lipstick for all the different colors of lips, models from, Puerto Rico, models from Greece or Africa. I started studying people's lips, made all those colors. And then I made a really beautiful red. My inspiration was Carolyn Bissett Kennedy.
Oh, of course.
And
no
yeah,
better red, no better beauty,
right,
all the
right.
things. And her slip dress with the red.
Yeah. And then, then I made an orange, and then I made a chocolate, and I had a line of lipsticks, and that's how I started.
Oh my God. And then, so you sold it when? How many years later?
We sold it, I think, 4.5 years after we started it.
Wow, that's short. That's fast.
Yeah, it wasn't long. I was in my mid-30s. Had 2 kids at the time, 2 really young kids, and I just all of a sudden became a corporate person, and still did all my things. I was still a makeup artist.
Sure.
I was pretty much an intrapreneur, meaning right. I did things while I was under, the corporate umbrella, so I wasn't bored. And I'm like, why don't I try a blog? Like before there were blogs, why don't I have a blog? And I'm like, there's this new thing called Instagram. I'm always jumping on what the newest thing is.
Which is so interesting because I wouldn't get that from you.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I have a Substack. Do you have a Substack?
I actually don't. And my team is making me do one.
Well, there's no making it. You just go in right now and you just sign up and then you put something on. Then you have a Substack. So it's not like, that's the way I look at everything. Like I was the editor-in-chief from Yahoo Beauty when Marissa Meyer came in and tried to turn Yahoo into this whatever.
I remember that.
They asked me to do it and I'm like, okay. I had to get permission, from
right, of course.
It wasn't easy to get permission, but I guess I stamped my feet and threatened enough that I got permission. So I did it. I didn't know what I was doing, and it was so much fun, and I learned a lot.
And at what point did you then say, okay, basta, enough, now I need to do the next thing? Or did you take time away? Did you how did that all?
Yeah, I didn't take any time away. I left Bobbi Brown Cosmetics after being an employee for 22 years.
Wow.
Yeah, people don't understand. No one that sells a company stays 22 years.
No, they don't.
No,
5.
But I did, and I
well,
did.
You loved it. I mean, it was still yours.
I loved it, and for many years it was working, and it was phenomenal. And at the end, it wasn't. But I was just too much of a naive person to say, "Oh, I'm going to fix it. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be better. I'm going to fix it." And I didn't.
It was also your baby. I mean, I think there
was my baby.
Yeah,
but it was, I waited till my non-compete was up to launch Jones Road. So when I left the brand, I had 4.5 years left on a 25-year non-compete.
When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink. Like most working moms, I am constantly juggling my work and my family life, and sometimes all that decision-making is truly exhausting. But at least I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for many, many years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds and has added electrolytes for taste. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, every morning, is head down to my kitchen to drink water. Hydrating with Smart Water is my favorite way to start the day, and making that simple choice is such a refreshing change of pace from the whirlwind of my life. Starting my day by focusing on myself and my health is so important to me. I'm always a lover of chic branding and packaging, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. I absolutely love how the rounded bottle fits perfectly into my kids' side pockets for school or camp. Smart Water even looks chic displayed on any counter or vanity in my house. As most moms know, it can be tricky to get kids to drink enough water, but my boys absolutely love the taste of Smart Water, and the sports cup is great for their very, very active days. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
My dad works in B2B marketing, but I never really knew what that meant. Then one day, my dad came by my school for career day and told everyone in my class he was a big MQL man. Then he just kept saying things like, the more MQLs, the better, over and over. My friends still laugh at me to this day. I think it means marketing qualified lead. One thing's for sure, I'll be known as the MQL man's kid for the rest of my days. Why couldn't you just be a fireman or a lawyer? Why? You ruined my life, Dad.
Not everyone gets B2B, but LinkedIn has the people who do. And with ads on LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people based on job title, industry, likelihood to buy, and more. Start converting your B2B audience into high-quality leads today. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/customer to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/customer. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
AI might be the most important new computer technology ever. It's storming every industry, and literally billions of dollars are being invested. So, buckle up. The problem is that AI needs a lot of speed and processing power. So how do you compete without costs spiraling out of control? It's time to upgrade to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, or OCI. OCI is a single platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs. OCI has 4 to 8 times the bandwidth of other clouds, offers one consistent price instead of variable regional pricing, and of course, nobody does data better than Oracle. So now you can train your AI models at twice the speed and less than half the cost of other clouds. If you want to do more and spend less, like Uber, 8x8, and Databricks Mosaic, take a free test drive of OCI at oracle.com/strategic. That's oracle.com/strategic. oracle.com/strategic.
When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink. Like most working moms, I'm constantly juggling my work and my family life, and sometimes all that decision-making is truly exhausting. But at least I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for many, many years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds and has added electrolytes for taste. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, every morning, is head down to my kitchen to drink water. Hydrating with Smart Water is my favorite way to start the day, and making that simple choice is such a refreshing change of pace from the whirlwind of my life. Starting my day by focusing on myself and my health is so important to me. I'm always a lover of chic branding and packaging, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. I absolutely love how the rounded bottle fits perfectly into my kids' side pockets for school or camp. Smart Water even looks chic displayed on any counter or vanity in my house. As most moms know, it can be tricky to get kids to drink enough water, but my boys absolutely love the taste of Smart Water, and the sports cup is great for their very, very active days. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
My dad works in B2B marketing, but I never really knew what that meant. Then one day my dad came by my school for career day and told everyone in my class he was a big MQL man. Then he just kept saying things like, the more MQLs, the better, over and over. My friends still laugh at me to this day. I think it means marketing qualified lead. One thing's for sure, I'll be known as the MQL man's kid for the rest of my days. Why couldn't you just be a fireman or a lawyer? Why? You ruined my life, Dad.
Not everyone gets B2B, but LinkedIn has the people who do. And with ads on LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people based on job title, industry, likelihood to buy, and more. Start converting your B2B audience into high-quality leads today. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/customer to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/customer. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Whether you're starting or scaling your company's security program, demonstrating top-notch security practices and establishing trust is more important than ever. Vanta automates compliance for SOC 2, ISO 27001, and more, saving you time and money while helping you build customer trust. Plus, you can streamline security reviews by automating questionnaires and demonstrating your security posture with a customer-facing trust center, all powered by Vanta AI. Over 7,000 global companies like Atlassian, Flow Health, and Quora use Vanta to manage risk and prove security in real time. Get $1,000 off Vanta when you go to vanta.com/special. That's vanta.com/special for $1,000 off.
When it comes to living life, there's a lot to overthink. Like most working moms, I am constantly juggling my work and my family life, and sometimes all that decision-making is truly exhausting. But at least I don't ever have to overthink my water. I've been drinking Smart Water for many, many years and truly love its pure, crisp taste. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by clouds and has added electrolytes for taste. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, every morning, is head down to my kitchen to drink water. Hydrating with Smart Water is my favorite way to start the day, and making that simple choice is such a refreshing change of pace from the whirlwind of my life. Starting my day by focusing on myself and my health is so important to me. I'm always a lover of chic branding and packaging, and Smart Water's sleek bottle shape makes it the perfect accessory for any day bag, workout tote, or backpack. I absolutely love how the rounded bottle fits perfectly into my kids' side pockets for school or camp. Smart Water even looks chic displayed on any counter or vanity in my house. As most moms know, it can be tricky to get kids to drink enough water, but my boys absolutely love the taste of Smart Water, and the sports cap is great for their very, very active days. Smart Water is the smart way to hydrate no matter what you have going on in your life. Life is full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more.
My dad works in B2B marketing, but I never really knew what that meant. Then one day my dad came by my school for career day and told everyone in my class he was a big MQL man. Then he just kept saying things like, the more MQLs, the better, over and over. My friends still laugh at me to this day. I think it means marketing qualified lead. One thing's for sure, I'll be known as the MQL man's kid for the rest of my days. Why couldn't you just be a fireman or a lawyer? Why? You ruined my life, Dad.
Not everyone gets B2B, but LinkedIn has the people who do. And with ads on LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people based on job title, industry, likelihood to buy, and more. Start converting your B2B audience into high-quality leads today. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/customer to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/customer. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
Okay, I'm starting to hear my girlfriend's buzz about a little pink pill for women. Have you heard of it? My doctor told me it's called Addyi. It's FDA approved and clinically proven to boost sex drive in certain premenopausal women bothered by low libido. This is huge. A little pink pill for us. Ask your doctor about Addyi. Or if you're shy to bring it up in person, go online for a telehealth appointment at Addyi.com. That's ADDYI.com.
Addyi, or flibanserin, is for premenopausal women with acquired generalized hypoactive sexual desire disorder, HSDD, who have not had problems with low sexual desire in the past, who have low sexual desire no matter the type of sexual activity, the situation, or the sexual partner. The low sexual desire is troubling to them and is not due to a medical or mental health problem, problems in the relationship, or medicine or other drug use. Addyi is not for use in men or to enhance sexual performance. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is increased if you drink 1 to 2 standard alcoholic drinks close in time to your Addyi dose. Wait at least 2 hours after drinking before taking Addyi at bedtime. Your risk of severe low blood pressure and fainting is also increased if you take certain prescriptions, over-the-counter or herbal medications, or have liver problems. Low blood pressure and fainting can happen when you take Addyi, even if you don't drink alcohol or take other medicines. Do not take if you are allergic to any of the ingredients in Addyi. Allergic reactions may include hives, itching, or trouble breathing. Sleepiness, sometimes serious, can occur. Common side effects include dizziness, nausea, tiredness, difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep, and dry mouth. See full PI and medication guide, including boxed warning, at Addyi.com/PI or call 844-PINK-PILL. Addyi.
That's ADDYI.com.
Yeah. So when we sold the company.
Did everyone hear that? Sorry.
Yeah.
That's
so,
crazy.
Back then when we sold the company, I was like, all right, I'm going to be in my 60s in 25 years. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to want to work.
Right.
Wrong.
Just kidding. Start a new brand that is.
Yeah, at 62. I started the new brand at 60.
God bless.
62.
God bless. And so something that you mentioned, if you don't mind me asking, is when I saw you speak at G9 last year, you talked about, and I often sort of say this to people that are like, oh, you've never made a mistake. You've never whatever. And I'm like, you have no idea how many mistakes I've made.
Of course.
You just don't see them, right? So between, I think, Bobbi Brown and Jones Road, I think you had said you had started some other things that you're like, but you'll never see them because. So I think it's important to share that because I think it just, there's a relatability about it. You don't even have to say what it was, but I think it's important to talk about it.
I'd be happy to. So I did a pop-up shop with Lord & Taylor called Just Bobbi, and that was amazing. I did it for, I think a year, and then Lord & Taylor sold, and then I brought the Just Bobbi concept. I'm like, oh, I'll bring it online, make it digital. So I started doing that. That was fine. But I also, because I couldn't be in beauty, I started a wellness brand because someone who owned a vitamin manufacturer came to me and said, I'll make you all the, it's kind of the same way with the lipsticks. I'll make you everything. You create the products and you sell them. And it worked for a while and it was kind of interesting. And then it didn't work anymore. And when I started Jones Road, I was like, Evolution 18 was the wellness brand. And we were at Walmart. We were at Walmart where I started the lipsticks at Bergdorf. This was Walmart. And I'm like, okay, both interesting experiences.
How were you with that? I'm just curious.
I didn't mind it. I was happy to try my luck at Walmart. And my vision was different than what the execution was, because I made a mistake hiring the wrong team. Thank God it didn't work out.
Right.
So I could literally walk away from it and do what I was really meant to do, which was really recreate a vision of what I thought a beauty brand was. Not what it was, when I started, but what it was today, what I wanted it to be.
And can you tell me a little bit about Jones Road? Because I remember when it was like announced that you were doing it. I remember that. And then I literally thought to myself, oh my God, she just doesn't want it to end. She just loves this so much. She just and I had so much respect for it. And then all of a sudden it was maybe a year later, I was on the East Coast and I was sitting at this dinner, and literally, you probably know better than anyone else, how much a table of women can talk about their newest obsessions in beauty. Right. And the entire, I would say for like 45 minutes was about Jones Road. And I was like, oh my God, how amazing is that for Bobbi, that she can just do this. And now she's building another cult brand like this many years later, because, it's hard to build one and have that moment. Yeah. It's almost never, it's two.
Right. So I didn't know if I was going to, be a one-hit wonder.
Right.
Like, you don't know. And I didn't know, and I was nervous. And
the first product, Bobbi, I'm sorry, the first product
Miracle
was
Balm.
Right, that's Miracle what I thought, Balm. Which now comes in like 20 shades, right?
Right, and it's
I'm
a very big
obsessed.
percent. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So good.
And it's like the amazing thing is I've been able to kind of create this brand that is so much part of me.
Yeah.
And I don't have people that think they know better than me. And I don't, it's all direct to consumer except 6 retail stores. We're in one department store in the UK, which is Liberty.
Wow.
That's it. We don't want to be in department stores. And
really, why?
Oh, because
I'm kidding.
Yeah, really, why? Okay. Yeah. So, and we don't need to be, right? So,
no.
I mean, we still have a growth trajectory, so that's great.
And how big is your team now?
We have about 40 something people in the office.
Wow.
And I only know that because we buy everyone lunch every day. So I know how many lunches we buy.
By the way, it's probably a little different than the first company you started.
Oh my God, it's so different. I mean, it's so different. These, first of all, I have kids that work for me.
How
that, I just did a talk with Diane von Furstenberg. I made everyone watch the movie. We started this series called Lunch and Learn. And, I surprised the kids, and Diane was, on the Zoom at the end of our discussion from her yacht.
Of course. Yep. Literally.
And the kids were like, they couldn't believe it. So, I mean,
she's the queen.
I just love, she's amazing,
she's
by the
amazing.
way.
She's one of my greatest mentors. She's unreal.
Yeah.
She said to me when I was very young, and I was starting out, and I was in London for Fashion Week, and it was when people started to, I guess, sort of like, I don't know, I was getting some attention in fashion, and I saw her, and she said, "Come by my room." She said it with that like voice, and I went to her room, and she was in this big, like, it was all decorated. I think she had done the room at the Claridge's or whatever. And I just sat there on her floor as she like lounged on the couch. And I literally was like, just tell me more, tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. Like, let me just soak every word that she says into my soul. And the thing I always took away, and she says it all the time. I didn't realize it at the moment, but she has continued to say that at everything. Like, you have to be the woman you want to be. And I said, I don't know who I want to be. And she said, you already are the woman you want to be. I said, no, I don't even think I'm close to the woman I want to be. It was forever ago. By the way, I still don't know if I'm the woman I want to be. So
I am.
Here we are.
I don't know if I always want to be this way, but I am the woman I want to be now.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course. And aren't you recently a grandma, or did I make that up?
I am. I have a almost 2-year-old granddaughter.
Wow.
And And my daughter-in-law, who's also my head of brand, is pregnant with her second.
Wow.
So I'm very excited about that.
I
And
love that.
yeah,
You have a
Bobbi
family
Brown
business.
is a family business. We have three sons, my husband and I.
Boy,
still
Mom.
happily married. Yeah. Still happily married 36 years.
Wow.
And it's incredible. And our second son is really one of the most senior employees we have. He's the CMO and chief growth officer,
Wow.
and probably will be the CEO someday.
Amazing. That is so extraordinary. It's so unbelievable. And I remember you talking about something, or I read somewhere that you also opened, I think with your husband, a hotel, or did I make that up?
Well, I've always done business with my husband. My husband is a real estate developer, businessman, went back to school, got his law degree, never practiced. And from starting Bobbi Brown, he was the brains, the business behind everything I did, and the most incredible support. It's the first time we've actually done a project together was the hotel. We also have a photo and TV studio in Montclair in our town. So we have that also.
You know I'm from Short Hills, right?
I do that. Yes, I do. I know. Is it Selma Rosen who was friends with your mom?
Oh, I'm sure everyone. My mom, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Allison Weiss.
Oh, right.
Allison Weiss is one of her best friends. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, I just saw Allison and Don for dinner out here. Yeah.
I've known them since I was 7 years old.
Is he the youngest 80-year-old you've ever met?
Yes, and has always been 15 years younger than he is always.
Exactly.
He's so smart.
So
smart.
So it's all good. I just keep going, keep doing stuff. Why not?
Well, because
what
now,
else am I going to do?
Well, also, I mean, I think the gift now is you get to pick and choose and do it as you wish. I mean, that's the dream, right? I mean, you've already paid your dues 10 times over, right? So this is the fun part.
It is, but what comes with being successful, especially a second time, are opportunities.
Yes.
And I still have the attitude never say no.
Yeah.
So, I do a lot, and I need to do less, but I don't know how.
Well,
I'm working on it.
I don't know that that's in your cards. I think at some point you'll wake up. Listen, I think when you can hand enough over, when you can delegate enough, because that's always been my struggle, I think when you can do that, that's the only time that you will be able to do that. And I think only by experiencing I can do less and this will still go.
Yeah, but the answer is yes, but
you're not going to do it.
It fuels me.
Yeah.
Well, it fuels me to kind of be involved in everything. It just, I don't have to physically be doing it, but I need to see it, make sure it's happening. I mean, I'm a very good manager, but I'm also a micromanager when I have to be. So.
But then don't stop. But then why stop?
I'm not.
Why
I'm
even?
not. Yeah.
I'm
I'm trying to take Fridays off, though.
You should.
I know. I keep saying that, and then my assistant, I keep saying, Courtney, why do I have to do that on Friday? Like, why? She said, well, you said okay. I'm like, just no. Don't even suggest it. And if I say it, say no.
Well, I think you should block Fridays. And I think that should be an easy one because most people now are hybrid office and Mondays and Fridays are not in office, which doesn't matter that much, but still, I think you've earned that. And
what I want to do, by the way, on Fridays, I want to go to the mall. I want to go, pick out my Zara by myself. I want to go to the Container Store. I just want to do it myself, right? I want to touch things. I just want to do that, the normal stuff. By the way, I want to go to the shoemaker and ask him to fix a pair of shoes. I don't want to always ask someone to do it for me.
I love you for many reasons because I've always known you a little over the many years, but I've always looked towards you and up at you and just always it was so clear to me that you were exactly who you seemed. And then I just watching you win at Jones Road for me is just so much fun because it's something that in many ways I understand of coming from doing things on other people's terms and then doing them on your terms. And listen, it's all hard, right? But it's different.
It's all hard.
It's all hard. But I think it seems to me you're living your dream at this point. And I think you've really worked hard to do that. And I think that you're going to always make your own rules, right? So,
yeah.
But really, you just want to be a suburban housewife when you have 2 hours to yourself.
I do.
I get that, by the way. I get that. When I have like a free, like, literally, if it's a Sunday that I happen to have like 2 or 3 hours to myself, I literally am like, okay, should I wash my hair? Should I go to Whole Foods and actually not Instacart? It's LA life, but it's all very surreal. And I think I'm so happy for you. And I'm so obsessed with Jones Road. And I mean that. Like,
thank you.
My vanity is like filled. And the Body Balm, the new ones with the like bronzy tones and the gold shimmer. Oh my God. If you guys have not tried Jones Road, I mean, there is no going back. You're going to be fully, fully, fully obsessed. But before I let you go, I'm going to ask you a few quick questions.
Sure.
So I know you are very busy, but I'm super, super easy rapid fire. Okay. I feel like I know the answer to this one, but morning person or night owl?
Morning.
Okay. I knew that. Favorite season?
Fall.
Okay. Mountains or beach?
Beach.
I knew you were going to say that. One thing you'd tell your younger self?
To do weights and not aerobics.
I love that. That's genius. Okay, everyone, did you hear that? Mascara or blush?
Blush.
Okay, interesting. Another job you'd like to try?
I've had so many. Another job I'd like to try. Graphic design.
Okay.
I want to go back to school and learn graphic design.
Are you okay?
I do.
Okay, maybe in your 70s, maybe you're going to do that. Okay. Quiet weekend or on the go?
Quiet weekend.
Okay. One piece of advice for raising boys?
Windex. They pee everywhere.
I'm dead.
No,
I was going to say Oxy. I was going to say Oxy. No, but you're right. That's literally the best thing ever.
Right.
Mine are
But
10
honestly,
and 13.
Oh, yeah. My best advice is let them be them and don't try to make them into each other.
That's fair. Okay, where have you not traveled yet that you'd like to?
I've never been to Kyoto, and I've always wanted to go there.
Interesting. Okay, okay. Ask permission or ask for forgiveness?
Forgiveness all the time.
Same. Biggest pet peeve?
When people don't tell the truth.
We're like the same people. This is actually getting weirder. I didn't know this, but we are freakishly similar. Okay, except this answer, because I know which one you're going to give to this. Heels or flats?
5 foot happy in flats.
I knew that. And I love you.
Nobody makes comfortable heels, okay?
Valentino.
Comfortable. Are they to a point?
Yes, but they have a crazy platform. Platform is the key to heels. Okay. Platform is the key to wearing heels.
Wait till you're my age. You might not agree. Let's see.
I mean,
that might be an opportunity. I mean, I want to take a yoga mat and cut it and put it in all my heels. I'm a size 7. I might buy a 9 and just put a yoga mat in my pointy high heels.
I love you so much. You are so special. You're an icon, but you're an inspiration. You're so amazing, honestly. And I just love talking to you. And truthfully, I love watching you win. I love watching people I know win at what they love, because it's not easy ever. And
you have been so incredibly supportive of my journey, you know, from Zoe Report to you yourself and for everything. So it's really appreciated.
Oh, of course, and always. And I'm just going to continue to pile that bomb all over my body. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And again, Jones Road, you guys, if you have not touched it, if you have not used it, you must run. Do not walk. Love you madly. Have a great week, okay?
You too.
Thank you so much to Bobbi for being on the pod. I want to say it's so important for all of us to share our failures, and Bobbi is so incredibly open and candid about all of her experiences. Thank you so much for listening to Climbing in Heels. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the iHeart app, or wherever you get your podcasts so you don't miss a single episode this season. And be sure to follow me on Instagram at Rachel Zoe and the show at Climbing in Heels Pod for the latest episodes and updates. I will talk to you soon. Mwah.
Does money stress you out? Let Facet flip your financial chaos into clarity.
Finding Facet immediately put us at ease.
Facet's innovative approach to financial planning ensures your money works as hard as you do, enabling members to experience the joys of having your finances in order.
And that makes us Facet for life now, I guess.
Visit Facet.com, FACET.com to learn more. This ad is sponsored by Facet. Facet Wealth is an SEC registered investment advisor. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor is it investment, legal, or tax advice. These testimonials are from current Facet members who are not compensated. All opinions are their own and not a guarantee of a similar outcome.
Welcome to Cocoa Beach, Orlando's closest beach. Don't miss the boat. Cocoa Beach is your getaway to an awesome cruise vacation with a variety of hotels and shuttle packages catering to cruisers. Avoid the rush. Spend some time relaxing while you soak up the sun. Shop a little and enjoy our legendary laid-back beach vibe. So what are you waiting for? Don't miss the boat. Vacation mode starts at Cocoa Beach on Florida's Space Coast, Orlando's closest cruise beach.
Here's to the magic of summer, to ice-cold lemonade on a hot afternoon, to the smell of burgers on the grill. The Chinet brand is all about maximizing fun this summer and minimizing cleanup hassles. That's why Chinet Classic, Crystal, and Comfort collections are part of every summer gathering. And since Chinet Classic plates and bowls are compostable and Chinet Comfort cups are made with at least 80% renewable materials, you can feel good knowing your summer gatherings are leaving less of a mess behind for future generations. Here's to making each weekend and long weekend unforgettable. Here's to us, all of us. Find a local retailer at mychinet.com.